Well, I got the Simplex and the Legend right here side by side, and I will demonstrate to you what it sounds like in iron, right? Get away from the sun here. Never would I think I would be saying long live the Simplex, but still gonna wear this hat because this hat is awesome. When I'm through iron and I'm using the Simplex, I get a lot of high tones falling on the nails, right? Because it's biased towards iron. And there's no iron bias, there's no tone breaks, there's no tone, you can't adjust your tone pitches, you can't adjust your recovery speed, and it's a simple machine. But they've innovated the Simplex into the Legend, right? And you have those options on the Legend. And am I going to retire my Simplex or my Simplexes because I have several of them? Probably, right? The Legend doesn't give you the high tones and the high tones on those nails. I only have to rotate just a little bit on those nails, and I know about 20 or 30 degrees. I know it's a nail, right? With the Simplex, I have to rotate 90 degrees on it, right? And I dig up a lot of nails with the Simplex and the Equinox too, right? Equinox does the same thing. It gives you those high tone falsing on the iron. The Legend doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. It doesn't give you those high tones. It'll give you a non-ferrous tone on the nails, but it's not a high tone. It doesn't sound like a deep dime, right? So I've hunted with, I've been out in the field with the Legend for about 9 hours, and I've only dug up 2 nails. Actually, one nail tricked me, but the other nail was on top of a root. So it's just a gimme, you know. On top of roots are really tough targets to get. A big root, I mean a giant root. So, and with the Simplex, I just dig up nails and nails and nails, right? Because it's biased towards iron, and you just don't have the settings to not to discriminate the iron out, but to not have the iron bias so low, you know, or so high, or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to be biasing the iron. You know, when I'm in iron, I want to hear the iron, but I don't want it to high false on the iron. Because in iron, you want to get those higher conductors and those mid conductors out. And the Simplex just falses mid-tones and high tones, mid-tones and high tones on the nails, you know. And so I'm rotating around targets all the time with the Legend, or with the Simplex. And I'm just digging up a lot more nails, right? With the Legend, I'm not digging up nails. It's because it's not falsing on the nails as much. And I can drop my tone break down, or I can discriminate a little bit lower on the Legend, because it has fine increments of like the tone breaks and the discrimination. With the Legend, you only have segments of 5 that you can notch in, so it's not really a fine tunable machine. The Simplex is a deep machine. It is a deep machine, and I think it gets just as much EMI as the Legend, but then you have to drop the gain down or put it in a different mode, and you can dial the Simplex in a little bit to high EMI, but it just hits on targets in EMI. When you get over target, you know you're over target. But the EMI in the background is, and the iron in the background, it's really fatiguing on your ears. And I'm going to demonstrate to you here. The Legend is a multi-frequency machine, so if you're getting EMI, you don't have to drop your gain down. Switch modes, switch frequencies, or switch into different multi, right? And it's a multi-frequency machine too, so you're going to get a little bit more EMI if you're in multi-frequency mode, but you have the option of going into the single frequencies and getting away from that EMI without having to drop your gain down. And I'm going to swing over some iron here, and I'm going to show you the difference, and just listen to the machine. When I'm through a bed of iron, or I'm around a lot of nails and whatnot, I don't want to have to rotate on a lot of targets that are nails, right? And You know, I just don't want it to be fatiguing on my ears, you know, and having to spend a lot of time just rotating on targets I'm not going to be digging out. The Legend just seems to not give me those alerting tones on the iron. It's really subtle. It's subtle. Not nearly as much as the Deus, but just stay with me here on this. And I'm going to sweep over a bed of nails, my backyard here. This is the war zone. Lots of nails, lots of foil, lots of junk, and deeper big iron too. And I'm going to sweep it over with each machine, and I might be able to switch the frequency in on the Legend to calm it down a little bit. I have a lot more adjustments on the Legend, so I'll just go with the Simplex first here, and I'll just sweep it over the war zone here, right? This is also my test garden too, so I do have some deeper coins here, but I'm not going to do the deeper coins. This is just a demonstration of how fatiguing it can be and how tiring it can be hearing the iron and the crackling high tones. See the crackling high tones, right? I have hot soil, right? There's nails all over it, right? See, listen to those nails, right? Falsing, right? And it's very difficult to pinpoint when you're next to, when you have a non-ferrous next to a nail, right? You know, I can ground bounce, but I'm not going to find a spot to ground bounce in the backyard here because it's full of iron, right? There's just no way to ground bounce in a spot like this, right? Listen to all the falsing, right? Right? See all the, here, listen to it. Some foil on the surface there, right? Hard to pinpoint those lower conductive targets with the Simplex, right? Because it's a 12 kilohertz machine, right? Now I'll turn the Legend on and I'll take it over the pretty much the same spot. It's the war zone. There's lots of iron here, right? A lot of effort is spent hunting an iron, rotating around targets, right? And I want it to be pleasing to the ear. I want it to be calm, right? I dig all day long, and I don't want to hear all that crackling and popping and spending a lot of time rotating around targets. I will not be digging out, right? And like I said, the Simplex has segments of 5 of notching. The Legend has segments of 1, so I can fine-tune this machine. And I'll just start out in Park program here. Multi-frequency 1, and I'll turn the iron on, or actually I'll turn the iron on right here. No rejection, all metal, right? That's multi-1 Park, right? Now go to multi-2 Park, right? Go over the same area, listen to it. Oh boy, there is something there, right? There's something there. It's some foil there, right? Probably some foil, most likely, right? But it's a lot easier to pinpoint those lower conductive targets with the Legend, right? Because it's not falsing so much, right? It's just a lot more stable in the iron, right? Much more pleasing to swing around, right? This is that foil. I don't know what this is, right? The Simplex was barely hitting that target right there, right? Right, the Simplex wasn't pinpointing that target right there, right? And the Simplex is very simple. It's just not fine-tunable like the Legend is, right? So I'll go to 20 kilohertz, right? And I haven't even ground balanced the machine yet. You want me to? Go this target over here. Something's over here. Exactly. Right there. I can adjust recovery speed and the tones and whatnot. The amount of tones that I get. See, this is how quiet it is, right? Super stable. All right. Where's that target at over here that I was just getting a minute ago? I think it's right here. I'm going to park or field program multi 1, right? I'll go the same area, right? Actually, my iron is off here, so I'll turn my iron on. I'll reject the ground here, right? Reject the minerals in the soil. Listen to how quiet it is, right? I'm only rejecting the minerals, right? So my pattern is just only rejecting the ground. It's not rejecting the iron. Right? Much easier to listen to all day long, right? Much more stable than the iron, right? I'm not getting those high crackling pops and those mid-tone pulsing, right? This and that. 25, 23, 8, right? I really want to dig that target out, right? I think I'm actually going to do a video of me digging that target out. I can change my recovery speed, change my tones. There's a lot of stuff I can do with the Legend. I still love you. Don't get jealous. I think I'm going to be using the Legend a lot here in the future. Right. It just doesn't false on nails like other Nokta machines, right? The Amphibio is horrible about that too, falsing on the nails, right? I don't want to dig out a lot of nails, and I don't want to be rotating around a lot of those nails. Did you hear how stable that was? That was pretty damn stable in the iron, and this is some horrible soil to hunt in, right? Lots of nails and junk in my backyard here. And I've been doing some tests on this coin here that I buried at 7 inches deep that I tested on my many other machines last week. And this Legend smacks the crap out of that coin. I haven't done any testing with my other machines on that target today, but I've been doing some testing against the Legend and the Simplex on that same target. I don't know if my videos turned out or not. There's a lot of background noise, but that Legend in 4 kilohertz, I can be a long ways from the ground and still be hitting that target and swinging fast. It blew my mind when I put it in 4 kilohertz and even 5 kilohertz. Multi-frequency, you know, there's a lot of iron here. So, and that's a deeper coin, but what would you rather be swinging? A machine that's going to get you a lot of nails, or a machine that's going to be stable on those nails and you're not going to be digging out as many nails? Am I going to be retiring my Simplex? I have 3 Simplexes, and this is probably going to be the one that I stay with. I have a lot of hours on this Simplex here, right? I love the Simplex, but am I really going to use it in the field anymore? No, probably not. The Legend is just an all-around more stable machine. You know, there might be some videos, you know, showing the separation isn't that great, but I've compared these 2 machines. They're big coils, right? The Legend does not have a 6-inch coil yet, so hang in there and you will understand. You will understand the separation of this machine is amazing. And hopefully that 6-inch coil can go deep, right? That's still yet to be determined. But I do have a 6-inch coil on its way right now, and I'm very, very excited about that. More excited than I've been with any other machine coming out on the market. You know, that 6-inch coil is probably going to be really, really good. You know, sure, it's only $600 and something $700 machine or an $800 machine, but it's very durable. Very durable. I put the Simplex through hell and back, and the Legend is pretty much the same thing, same design, right? But it's not the Simplex. You saw that, how stable it was in the iron. That's what I want with the machine. I want it to be stable. Multi-frequency does help, you know, it does help. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.